Hello and welcome to Qadim Deadeye Kiter Guide video. This video is recorded and scripted by Bruno as our professional thief, professional Deadeye, let's say. If there's a mechanic Deadeye can do, she will be there. Guide is pretty detailed and that's why it will be longer than the guides you will see on YouTube. I just detailed some mechanics for people who are absolutely new to this mechanic, so thank you Bruno for this guide and let's hop to the mechanics. First of all, fight starts when you get close to the Qadim, so you will jump on the Qadim with a raptor. You stun on these blue tiles because fire pattern follows the golden lines, and you probably already know how squishy thief class is. So survivability cannot be risked as a kiter because when a kiter dies on this boss, it's usually a wipe. So you must survive at all times without question. As a kiter, you can let your group start the fight. When the elementals spawn, you use F1 and skill 3 to burst them down. While killing, don't forget to dodge the fire skills of Qadim, and there is only one that will actually reach you. These fire elementals you kill will be coming from all three corners of this triangle platform, and your job is to keep killing them. So begs the question, what happens if these elementals reach the boss? They give Qadim damage buff, so for each level you let go, you will make your job harder. Thieves who does lamp duty steals from Qadim and uses stolen AoE skill to make it easy for them inside the lamp. Here, you steal from Qadim as a kiter, and your purpose is to refresh your F1 cooldown. If stolen skill fails to do that, you use your utility skill called Mercy instead, and keep your rotation. As the boss phases, you will head to your markers. Kiters go on pylons too. But don't forget to leave your platform before it gets destroyed. After the pylon, Qadim comes to the middle and everyone focuses Qadim, including you. And here again, you can use Mercy if something goes wrong with your rotation. After Qadim phases again, you follow Qadim and the rest of the group goes to the mini-boss. Again, you go to the same corner. Now on this phase, kiting goes the same as the first phase, but I won't fast forward it so you can see the movements, dodges and timings watching Bruno. So while Bruno keeps kiting, I will detail some mechanics. Some of these will be the backbone of kiting and some are advanced tips. So the most important question you should be asking as a new kiter is, how do you decide which platform to go next? For this, you need to know if Qadim has a pattern from platform to platform. The answer is no. Qadim focuses the person who is closest to him, so kiter decides which platform they will kite the Qadim on next. This is maybe the most important mechanic you will have to figure and manage while kiting. Qadim is following you, so you decide the platforms. Qadim doesn't have a pattern going from one platform to another. As a kiter, your job isn't to follow Qadim, but you have to decide which platform you will pull Qadim next. So when you're choosing your next platform to kite, you have to think about two things. First is, you need to think how to survive your way to the next platform. This becomes especially important on the last phase because platform shapes becomes difficult to manage since they get covered on fire too. Secondly, while managing this mechanic, you have two choices. You can either pull Qadim to a platform before it's due, or wait until platform gets covered in fire and hop on to the next platform. I don't recommend the first one because if your party have 2 thief damage and lamp is delaying, you'll have to kite Qadim for longer periods and you'll need more and more platforms to hop onto. And you can come to a point you'll have to kite Qadim next to your teammates while they're focusing on the mini-boss, so manage your platforms well. If you choose to kite Qadim until he casts skill, you'll have to manage something else, and that is time. Qadim hovers and starts turning around, and that's when you need to move. Move as soon as you see him casting the skill, because once Qadim casts a skill and teleports, you now have to kite him on the platform he jumped to. I'll give an example. Let's say there are 2 more platforms on your right, and you were gonna pull him to the furthest one next. But you weren't fast enough, and he teleported to you halfway. Now you have to kite him on the platform on your right, not the furthest one. You're probably wondering if you can pull Qadim from one platform to another whenever you want before fire comes. Why can't you keep changing platforms? And the answer to this is if you change platforms right after Qadim teleports, he will definitely follow you, but he will automatically have 5 stacks of more pew pew damage buff. So difficulty changes. While kiting, sometimes you cannot target the furthest elementals, and don't panic, you'll need to wait a tiny bit to be able to target them. Now for the pro tip about managing platforms on the last phase, and this comes from AV. After 33%, you know many people goes to the lamp and only few people stays on the main platform. So if your person who will open the lamp dies on the main platform, Kiter can actually hop onto the platform the lamp is on and destroy the lamp quickly. So you can be both lamp opener and Kiter if your team needs. Here on the last phase, when the platforms change and you follow Qadim, the blue AoE here will heal you, and you might already know this from the usual mechanics of Qadim, but you must absolutely dodge the fire shockwave because it has a knockback and you stay close to the edge if you stay inside this AoE. And the rest of the fight is the same as usual mechanics. And let's come to another mechanic which will show you what happens to the kiter if people do not CC the minibobs.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
Also
fine.
fine.